What's up, internet? It's Dumbass Panicos Gaming. Working on Galarian Zigzagoon. I've had a shit day, so we're drinking a little bit. We'll see what happens. But yeah, last night, or more like during the day today, I think actually, I ran the macro, and as you can see, we got a few boxes here. We're not doing all of these tonight. I think there's 500 eggs here. Actually, I think the exact number is 511. We're not doing all of those tonight. Jesus, that's a lot of eggs. Yeah. Went a little bit overboard. Got a lot more than I intended to. But the good news is we don't have to collect shit today. Actually, depending on if we get this shiny ever during this stream, we won't have to, yeah, we'll have to collect anything for a long time. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm sure this will be another like 1500 egg hunt because this game has just decided that it hates me. Can you release eggs from the box at least? Well, I still will need a couple more shinies anyways. So maybe, but I don't know. I won't be doing that. Because even if like this one's the shiny, I'm just like, it doesn't, I still am gonna need at least two more. Well, at least one more before the new games come out. Shiny Galarian Zigzagoon, that is. And God, like microphone's a little bit off. But then I will need also another one for Obstagoon at some point as well. But yeah, today, it's not been great. Some of it's, well, most of it's shit that I'm not going to go into, because I've had one of those days where, people that you look up to, and maybe not always necessarily agreed with, or always enjoyed their content, but on the whole, you know, at least have good memories, and then you find out that they're pretty much all just shit, awful, garbage people. Like, to a degree that even as someone who used to be a very shit, garbage, awful person, I'm still like, what? How did that, you even think that was gonna fly? So yeah, today's been a lot of doom scrolling, and then supposed to get a new tire put on my car today. The tire shop waited till like 20 minutes before I was gonna go leave for, well, I said work, but actually Pokemon Go. But also, like, I already had plans. And they wait till the last second, and they call me, and what pisses me off is that they're like, hey, so were you gonna come in today for that tire? And I was like, were you gonna call me and tell me that the fucking tire was there? I didn't swear, but, you know, it's still like, don't call me like I'm the asshole who didn't come in when you guys were supposed to call me. It's like, oh, well, I mean, it's been in for a little bit, I guess, but, I mean, we had you in for an appointment. It's like, no, there's never an appointment. Yeah, I was told I would be called when the tire arrived, and then I would go and get it installed. What? Don't do this shit with me. Like, that was pretty frustrating. So I was like, okay, well, regardless, it's not getting done today. You guys got open tomorrow? You are? Cool, I'll be in at noon. I guess now I have an appointment. But, like, that really fucking pissed me off, because apparently the tire had been there for... It's probably been there all fucking day, and they just never called. I don't know. Every fucking tire shop on the planet is just run by the stupidest motherfuckers on the planet. I'm pretty over it at this point. Like, to the point where I would legitimately consider, if I had space to put it, I would try and, like, consider buying a tire machine and doing it myself from now on. That's how done with every tire shop I am. Because every place does some stupid bullshit. But yeah, and then I get to work today, and it's fucking an entire clusterfuck, because apparently the boss decided, after we had already agreed on what my, you know, job is, like, permanent now. Like, you know, I just do the dishes. That's it. Mondays I deliver, but that's, you know, the other 4 days, that's it. I have one job. That's it. was agreed on. It was agreed that was my permanent position from now on. Not even a month later, he's fucking hiring someone else to do it. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try and move you up to the front counter. It's like, no, you're not. One, you didn't ever talk to me about this, which you might have had some leeway with. But also, two, no, we already talked about this. Well, I'm not doing that. Well, we agreed that was gonna be the fucking my position from now on. You don't get to then 3 weeks later be like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm changing it. No. So, that got settled. That isn't changing. If it is, I'm telling them to go fuck themselves and just quitting. If I hear anything else about it, I'm just be like, no, that's not. And there will not be another word about it. Because I'm really fucking tired of their shit with that. A lot of the issues that I had a couple months ago with me, like, being very spotty with streaming. By the way, hello, Striker. I've had a shitty day. I'm ranting a little bit. Sorry if it's not a stellar quality stream. But part of the issues was that they kept changing my schedule, like, every fucking week. This was finally a thing where it's like, okay, they can't change it because I literally have exactly, like, you know, one, like, position, you know? Like, it's just, like, I know what that schedule is going to be. There's not really a way for them to fuck around with that, except by trying to change what my fucking job is. Okay. And I was just like, that really pissed me off. Again, because the motherfucker didn't even ever talk to me about it. He hired someone, had him come in, and then had one of his other fucking guys be like, hey, I guess you're training this dude today? Like, to the point, I didn't even know if I was still having a job at all today. I was just like, what the fuck, dude? You can't, no, that doesn't work. I didn't fucking put Pokemon back, did I? Nope. This is gonna be a recurring thing today. Again, we're having a little bit of a drink. It's been a shit day. So yeah, and then because, you know, they had now another guy and they don't want to just send him home because they brought him in. So now we have two people back there doing one person's job. Never before in my life did I think there's a point where I'd be like, yeah, I'll, you know, get tired of just not really doing any work and getting the same amount of money. It got to the point where I asked to go home because I was so bored out of my fucking mind that I was like, I can't, guys. Please, just send me home. I literally spent the entire day just wandering around the store trying to find just the tiniest little things to do because, like, it just, I couldn't. So yeah, it's been an interesting day. And now we're back to a shiny hunt that very shortly here will be going over odds. Oh, and then when I started my stream, I had to restart my computer because now playing the, like, service that I used to show the song, that didn't even want to work. I just decided, nope. Worked fine with my phone, worked fine with using the website version of Spotify, the actual, like, desktop version, the program, the thing that if you're streaming is what you're actually gonna fucking use. Actually, I guess there's probably some people that use the website version. Those people are what we call stupid, in my opinion, anyways. But, like, it just refused to work. I had to restart my computer before I would do anything. It's just like, come on, dude. I'm already having a bad day, man. I don't need more of this shit. How more we got? Because I think we are actually on the right count. Anyways, now that I've done my rant, I'll settle down a little bit, but I had to bitch about a little bit of stuff today, because today, it's just been fucking weird. But, on the plus side, despite being a shit day, I got 3 shinies in Pokemon Go today, so I'm very happy about that. They were all Litwick. I only needed 2, but, basically, I went to my normal spot where I, like, do that stuff, and, you know, first thing I do is I go and look at all the Pokemon that are already there, and then usually after that, I'll pop my incense, just so that way I can clear out all the ones that are already there, so I'm not, like, missing an incense Pokemon or something. But out of all the ones that already spawned, 3 of them were shiny. And actually, all 3 of those I got within 4 encounters. So 2 of them were back-to-back, and then we had, like, or I had 1 non-shiny, and then another shiny. So, those are kind of in Pokemon Home. I haven't actually received them yet. I need to do that later. But yeah. I do have those. So my lit wick line is done now, which is really nice. A couple more shinies to have done. Really need to remember to update that maybe before the new games come out. That might take a... Like, I was kind of thinking, like, oh yeah, we'll wait till the new games are out and then we'll mess with it. But then it's like, well, that's another month away. Maybe we'll update them at least once, all the info cards and stuff before then. I don't know, maybe we'll get a shiny today and we'll have a fourth one, or a third one to add to that. Because again, one of those is going to be a duplicate from the Litwicks. I already had a shiny Chandelure. Actually, Chandelure might have been the Halloween Pokemon last year, now that I'm thinking about it. The Wild Area event. Or it was around this time. I think I had... Either I had started streaming or I was about to start streaming. And I think that's also one of... Yeah, that's one of the ones that I got on the first try in the Wild Area event as well. The first, like, 5-star Chandelure that I loaded into was shiny. Because I had back-to-back with those. I had a, Mincino, and a Chandelure. Just, like, were back-to-back events that had shinies that I got them on the first try. I'm trying to remember. It must have been... I think those were both before I started streaming. I think Mincino was first, and then Chandelure came second. And then, like, right after that, I started streaming. Still a chance that we'll get a Halloween event for the Wild Area. It's not very likely. But I did see that the way that Cerebi described it was not exactly correct. They described the announcement as being there will be one final Wild Area event or Wild Area update on November 1st, whereas the actual like official news on it said the final. So that means it's possible there might be another before that. And it would make sense that the event would end on Halloween, even though... So it would end, like, on the 31st, and then that next update would be for the final one, basically. But I don't know. It's not as likely as it was before. And we definitely will not be getting a launch celebration event in Sword and Shield anyways. That reminds me, at some point here I need to pre-order the new games. But yeah, I'm looking into, well, not looking into it all. I'm gonna have Monday off. I'm looking forward to that. That's what I was meant to say. Not looking into, but looking forward to. I guess I shouldn't say have it off. I still have to go work. Just for my friend instead of for an actual job. Hopefully he pays me. I should probably know that before I do it, but I'm not too worried about it. It's just, I'm not sure if he's actually going to pay me tomorrow, or if it... Because we kind of agreed before that he would pick me up at a Intel Arc A380, but I guarantee he hasn't found one, because I guarantee he hasn't looked for one since we, you know, agreed to that. Also, I don't exactly want the A380 anymore, because I kind of want one of the more cut-down versions that should be lower power. Because, again, literally just need it for AV1 encoding. But also, that's not even priority, so I don't know. Maybe I should just take his money. But yeah, I don't know. Monday should be nice. It'll be no stream. And no actual work, so I can just relax afterwards. Yeah, no actual work. Because usually I'd be working, you know, until like 9:30, 10 p.m. I highly doubt we'll be working that late on his car. Does suck because we have to take off the bumper, but I don't think it'll be too bad. It's just a lot of clips that we have to take off. Also, that reminds me, I have to make the template for his stenciling stuff onto the intercooler. But I'll do that later. Part of it is, again, I kind of need to see where stuff is going to sit. Although, you know what? I can probably paint it on the car. Yeah, I can definitely paint it on the car. I have to do a little bit of masking, but I can definitely do that. So that'll work fine. And then, yeah, so I can put on, like, the bumper temporarily to see where stuff is going to line up. Make sure the stuff's not going to be covered up. And then, yeah, so I just need to make the actual, like, logos, I guess. Which will take a second, but you also better have, like, an actual printer. Well, that's one box down. I think we'll do about 300 tonight, but we'll see. That should take, maybe more like 350. Well, I keep on doing it that I close the boxes. God damn it. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what we get up to. Hopefully I just get the shiny tonight. I think tonight's... The way tonight has been for me, it might just be a, trying to think of how I want to say it. Just like, I want to do Legends Arceus. Unless I get it, like, the shiny super early. Which would be... Please. Like, I'd be so happy if I got it in the next Pokemon. Having back-to-back Overodds hunts is not fun. But hopefully this method saves time, at least. Probably make sure I actually have a energy drink out before I start actually getting tired. Your luck just sucks overall. I don't know. Like, it's hard for me to complain about the shiny luck because I've had such great luck up until Galarian Corsola. Like, we had a couple hunts go over odds, but not even by very much. Like, within, like, the next box, I think this hunt would be, like, number 3 on my list for worst hunts. So it's, like, it's kind of hard to complain, but also, like, that last one was so bad. So it's, like, that's all I can think about when I'm saying this one take a long time. $4K Torchic Masuda and 1680 Shinx. Yeah, it's not great. Sorry, one second. I need to check my phone about something. Alright. Striker, do you have Legends Arceus? Because if you do, just do Shinx there. Like, it's just anything that can be done in Legends Arceus is just way faster to do there. I think I had my Shinx before Legends Arceus was out, because I think Pokemon Go had an event last year when BDSP came out, or it was one of the events right before Legends Arceus came out too. So I think I already had that one done, just because of that. You want to acquire the Shinx in your shield file? Fair enough. Alright, last one of the set. You hate PLA? Why do you hate PLA? Other than the graphics. Graphics I totally understand. PLA looks like shit, but otherwise it's probably one of the best Pokemon games we have on Switch, honestly. I know some of the battle mechanics are a little odd because they're very different, but even considering that, I found that game to be an absolute blast. It's not your favorite type of game. I mean, it's not that much different from the normal games, is it? Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, you are catching stuff in the wild, but, like, I don't know. I feel like that was a very needed breath of fresh air for a franchise that very rarely steps outside of the very regular formula that they have. And when they do step out, it's stuff like Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee, where I enjoyed them, but also those motion controls go die in a fire. Couple of never mind. I won't deal with that. Sorry, I was looking at something. I was like starting to talk out loud. I was just curious. There's a really dumb username that came in early. Hey! There he is. Hell yeah! I just need a bitch about... Never mind. It's been a long day, man. All right. Hell yeah. Well, there's one. I guess we'll hatch the rest of these tonight. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's only been 20 minutes. I still have, well, I remember last time when I got the Corsola, I was like, hey, I still have a lot of eggs. And then that was like 2 boxes. And now I have a lot of boxes of eggs. Let me, stats are okay. Save, yes, save. I will do that in a second. Thank you. That would be a disaster. Yeah, back out, save. Okay, 545. Let me go ahead and write that down real quick. Where do I need to go for that? Go ahead and make that 0. Alright, where do I need to go? I need to go to this thing. Need to write that down. Galarian Zigzagoon. 545. A little bit over odds, so yeah. Right now my shitty luck leaderboard is Galarian Corsola at 1,662 eggs. And then very distantly behind that, in second, is Galarian Meowth with 932, Galarian Slowpoke with 566, and now Galarian Zigzagoon with 545. All my other hunts have been better odds. Striker, is that Shinx with Shiny Charm as well, or no? It is? Okay. 1 second. Need to write down the timestamp. Sorry, 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually I need to pull that back up. So what I'll do is I'll reset the counter. I usually don't do this, but I usually don't have hundreds of eggs left over. I think I have like 460 or something like that. So sorry, I need to reopen stuff here. Counter. Let me go ahead and close the actual counter so that doesn't freak out on me. Okay. So we'll reset that, and we'll just start counting from the beginning. I won't continue this hunt on stream, so if I don't get it tonight, or this kind of second hunt on stream, if I don't get it, I don't get it. But yeah, we'll try it. to update my title real quick, too. Alright. So yeah, let's move stuff over and then we'll just start continuing with the hunt. We still got plenty of eggs to work on. Hell yeah, happy about it. That definitely, what's that, 3 shinies today? Plus a 4th that's a duplicate. Despite all the other bullshit in my life today, it's been a good day for shinies. And I've needed one of those. That Corselet took a lot out of me. Corselet took a lot out of me. But I was real hyped when I got it. I think this is the game is telling me that it wants me to collect eggs before streams. Well, I guess maybe not, because I guess the first stream of Zigzagoon I did that as well. Did I move them into my party? Yes, I did, okay. If that one had been another shiny, that would have been fucking incredible. I don't think anything's ever gonna beat my my back-to-back shiny Bergmite in Legends Arceus. That was so crazy. Like the fact that it happened at all, and then the timing of it, that being my last hunt in the like pre-update outbreaks when you could still reset them, was like, God, like just. You know, that's the type of, thing that, like, if I was going to write a script for the stream, that would be the type of thing that would happen, right? But I'd be very surprised if we ever have that luck again. Although, I guess I kind of did have that luck today. I did have, well, not as lucky, but I had back-to-back shinies in Pokemon Go. And then the third was 2 more encounters away. I don't know why, but I feel like these eggs are taking a little bit longer. It isn't. It's just because now I got the shiny. I'm just like, I don't know. God, today was like the longest day of my life, I feel like, with work. Because, like, being that, we had, I was like, I'm bored out of my mind. Jesus Christ, I can't even say, like, slurred or muttering. It's just like, or mumbling. It's just like, bleh, bleh, bleh. It's how, like, mind-melted I am from work. It's like, because we had 2 people trying to do the same position, so I was just over there basically, just finding whatever I could do. So I just spent so much time walking around looking for shit. And there was a point where, like, I thought, like, it was, like, 10 p.m. Like, that's what it felt like, and it was like 7:30. I was like, jeez, oh my god. It was bad. Shouldn't happen again, though. Not to keep harping on work shit, though. I know I've done that a few times on this stream. Just annoying because I, thought I had that squared away. And then I got a curveball thrown my way. I still don't know if I made contact with my curveball or if there's still going to be more bullshit later, but at least for this week, we're settled. Oh, was that 10? Or all 5 of that set, I guess. Also, I do have one, like, oddball egg of the Zigzagoon, because I had, like, one extra from the, grinding them before stream. Since I won't be doing another stream of Zigzagoon after this, most likely, I will, put that into that, like, one empty box slot. If we even get that far, I don't know, because we might not hatch all of these tonight. I don't know yet. In theory, it would be like 4-ish hours to hatch all of these. And I don't think we're going to do that. I did collect more eggs, right? No. Good job, jackass. So yeah, I mean, wherever we end the stream tonight, I'm not doing more of it tomorrow. We'll start up, Darumaka, Darmanitan, whichever one is the unevolved form. We'll start that up tomorrow, which means I have to go find one of those. I need to go collect eggs. Ugh. And I still need to go get my tire dealt with tomorrow before I go to work. Wish I could have done that today. I had plenty of time. I woke up early today to make sure, I wouldn't miss a phone call. Thanks, guys. I don't know, I feel like it's very possible I can get this tonight, though. Like a second one. I mean, like, if it had taken a lot longer to get the first one, maybe not, but, like, it doesn't seem unreasonable. Oh, hey, it would help if I take those out of the party. What's up, Reverse? Welcome in. Welcome back. Unfortunately, you missed the shiny. We got my little toothpaste mongoose boy a little bit ago. So yeah, we got lucky with that. Now I'm gonna try and see if I can get another tonight. Might not be able to, but we'll see. But yeah, my day has definitely gotten significantly better. Can't win every time. Well, I'm winning a lot today. Well, I shouldn't say a lot today. I've been, I don't know. Everything besides shiny hunting has been kind of shit for me today, but shiny hunting has been fantastic. 3 shiny Litwick, and now at least 1 shiny Galarian Zigzagoon. Hopefully 2. But we'll see. We spent 2 hours yesterday to SOS hunt Slowking and Ultra Sun. Had enough to trade one later. You mean like you were just looking for a normal one and now you're going to trade for it because you don't want to deal with it anymore? Or am I misreading that? Yes? Ah, that's a shame. I think my my Slowking... I'm not sure where my Slowking came from. I think originally it was like some one of those Pokemon generator Twitch channels, and then eventually there was an event or something that gave one out, so I replaced it. Or maybe Slowking was in Cantonian Slowking, that is, was in raids or something at some point. I do remember that being one where I might have had to bullshit my way through it a little bit. But yeah, trade evolutions suck. Just make the linking cable, or the link cable, I guess, or whatever it's called. Make that a permanent thing, please, Game Freak. Easily one of the best additions to Legends Arceus. But it's Game Freak, so who knows if that's going to return. They like to not bring back good ideas. Like, you know, how they're not bringing back infinite TMs. I get that you can craft more of them, but, you know, like, why? Why are we stepping backwards in quality of life? Especially when, like, getting the materials for that are going to require you to use a mechanic that right now there's a bunch of question marks about. Are you going to, like, automatically knock out shinies and, like, lose shinies because of it? Or, you know, we just don't know how the Let's Go mechanic works. It's so annoying they named that mechanic Let's Go. Like, even if they don't ever plan on doing another Let's Go game, like a Let's Go Johto, you know, games or whatever, but it, like, even if they aren't gonna do that, just don't name a mechanic that you've already used a name for in the past. I don't know. It's just weird. Because it's not like, certainly not like it was, the Let's Go games were so bad they're, like, trying to bury them, right? And just make them disappear. Like, that doesn't seem right. It doesn't, like, the games weren't that bad. They were pretty good. I had enough filling up that dex. If I was smart, I'd use Pokedex to generate mons. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind hunting for stuff that I can hunt for legitimately. But when there's stuff that you can't hunt for, it's just like, okay, I'm not going to go spend a bunch of time trading for this shit or whatever. I'll just, fuck it. Just bring in the hacked version. That's why I still have my, my living dex has a hacked Diancie in it, because so far, there's not been another way to get it. Oh, I think, since today is technically Sunday, so yeah, I think tomorrow, speaking of mythics, let me see here. But I think the, what is it? What is fucking Firefox trying to open? Fuck off. Okay, I don't care about Elite Raids and Pokemon Go. I don't care about that in any way, in fact. November 16th. Oh! So yeah, Genesect and Volcanion starting today, so probably, when GameStops open up, it's technically 12:45 a.m. You'll be able to get Genesect and Volcanion at GameStop. And then starting on the 30th through November 12th, you'll be able to get Marshadow either at Target in the US or GameStop in Canada, because why wouldn't we mix up the stores and make you go to a store that I've never heard of going to for a digital code for a Pokemon game before? Why are we going to Target? I don't even know if I'll go get the another Volcanion and Genesect, I'll be honest. Even like going over there, unless there's a reason why I need to go to GameStop for the next couple of days, and there's not a reason. Yeah, I don't know why I would. Like, I already have them. I don't care enough to go deal with people. I've had enough of people for this week. But if you don't have those, and you don't mind dealing with people for the all of 10 seconds that you need to, go get some free mythics. Also, there is a thing for Australia and New Zealand as well. Let me see here. JB Hi-Fi is the name of the store, and they'll have it from the 21st through the 18th. And I assume that's just for all of them. There won't be like a split release or anything like that. I hope so. It seems like Cerebi says that. But, sometimes Cerebi leaves out details. Do you legit buy another DS and Ultramoon? No. That seems not worth it. Is there nothing on Pokemon Home? I guess that's assuming you can use Pokemon Home if you have all the stuff to do it, but I feel like Pokemon Home would be the best way. Though, I don't know, again, it is a trade evolution, so who knows what weird shit people are gonna ask for on that. Hey, can you send me a level 1 Mewtwo for your, in return for, like, a fucking Slowbro or Slowking or whatever? It's like, no, because that's literally not possible. What are you talking about? Why are you asking for that? Right, they did make it so you can't, some stuff that's impossible to get, they've made it so you can't ask for it anymore, but it's still stupid. And, like, Pokemon Go kind of breaks that, I feel like. Because I don't know if you can get a level 1 Mewtwo, but, like, in theory, you can get fully evolved Pokemon at level 1 in Pokemon Home just because you import it from Pokemon Go, which is dumb. Did I put Pokemon back in my party? I don't think I did. Oh, I did. You have Pokemon Bank, but Can't use until it becomes... Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. That there's going to be like a gap in time where you can't really add funds to it, but technically the shop isn't down anymore. Or the shop isn't down yet? Yeah, that's really stupid. Can you trade with Pokemon Bank? Or was it just storage? I forget. Yeah, they really should have made Pokemon Bank just be free, starting with the, thinking of it, starting when, like, as soon as they stopped letting you be able to add funds in any way, just, like, make Pokemon Bank free at that point. The whole, like, $3 a person you might miss out on. You thought Bank got replaced or renamed to Home? No, they're technically still different. Bank is for the 3DS, and Home is for the Switch titles, and the, like, Android and iOS as well. Why they couldn't just bring Bank to the Switch? Because Game Freak? I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, once the 3DS eShop is fully down, if you have Bank installed, you can just use it freely and you won't have, or you should be able to use it freely. That's what they said. Again, Game Freak, Ilka, the Pokemon Company, across those three companies, sometimes it seems like there's about 3 people who know how to do their jobs, so it's questionable if that'll end up being the case or if it's gonna be broken for like 3 months, but we'll see. Fortunately, I've kind of already accepted that I'm just never going to use my 3DS again, so don't have to worry about that for now. .56 people can do their job. Yeah, maybe I was being a little too generous to everyone involved in those companies. I guess for 3 you'd have to include Niantic, but the additional amount there is entirely in their microtransaction division. Sadly, still not the worst devs that franchise could have. You know, it could be like Blizzard or something. Like a company that actually does heinous shit, like sexual harassment and stuff. Yeah, that's just the office janitors who do their job, yeah. What's sad is, it's been a while now since this came out, but Game Freak actually released a non-Pokemon game called Jumbo the Badass Elephant or something. And apparently that was like actually kind of a fun game. It was a very simple platformer, but it was like apparently kind of fun. And it's just like, man, Game Freak could just like hire some people so they could, you know, make games and enjoy making them and not... For whatever reason, Game Freak has this conniption about they have to stay a small company for some reason. And it's just like, you have the largest media franchise in the history of anything. Just like, hire artists and developers, please. Just, this is literally a problem where you can start just throwing money at it. You know? Come on, guys. Like, at this point, I think a lot of what's holding up Pokemon back, like, obviously, you know, kids are always going to be getting Pokemon games for Christmas and shit, but, like, you know, it's just like, you could really get a hell of a lot more sales out of it if the games just weren't so dismal sometimes. And I say that as someone who really enjoyed Sword and Shield and, you know, had a lot of fun with the BDSP remakes, and it's just like... It's just, they could be so much better, man. There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for Legends Arceus to look so bad, you know, when you have stuff like Breath of the Wild on the same, you know, on the same platform, and it came out years before that, you know? It's just disappointing is all. I don't know why Game Freak tries their best to make games annoying as possible to play. I mean, they're not that bad. There's a lot of issues, but like, they could absolutely be a lot worse. I think the Gen 7 games were definitely pretty bad about like the every 2 steps you take, the game interrupts you to show you a cutscene or something, but other than that, they've not been that bad. It's just, you look at how much money they make, the franchise, and like how much effort goes into the games, and it's like, come on. Like, there's no excuse for how bad some of the animations are. Like when Zacian and Zamazenta turn around in that one cutscene, and it's just like, come on. Like, even considering it's on a Switch, you can do better than that. But at least so far, other than Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Go is its own. That hit the wall there. Whoops. But that's like its own nonsense, right? But like, for the most part, you know, they've stayed out of microtransaction bullshit. Well, actually, I guess Unite. Okay. The mainline games at least have stayed out of the microtransaction bullshit. And stuff like that. You know, stuff that's like very much would be just like, I don't know if I would, you know, if it's like truly completely optional shit, I might be able to turn a blind eye to microtransactions, but there's so much of that that's yeah. Like, even when it's like purely cosmetic stuff, it still makes me yawn. I don't know. I don't think I would continue putting up with it, but that being said, I already have literal thousands of hours into Pokemon, so maybe that might not be enough to make me stop. I might just be too committed at this point, which is Gambler's Fallacy? Something like that? Or Sunk Cost Fallacy. Sorry. Wrong one. Gambler's Fallacy is a different one. Game Freak made 8th gen, not fully utilized Switch resources. No, I'm sure it uses most of the Switch resources. I'm sure it's just extremely inefficient in doing so. Any, like, hack software, like, you know, generating Pokemon stuff, that stuff's gonna be extremely lightweight. More like Stockholm. Yeah, you're not wrong. Listen, I'm not trapped in Pokemon, alright? I want to be here. I want to play Pokemon every day and hunt for differently colored pixels for my virtual monsters. I'm not trapped here. I can leave whenever I want. But yeah, you're not wrong. Stockholm Syndrome might be a very apt description for the Pokemon fan base. Well, the adult Pokemon fan base. Again, the Pokemon's never gonna die just because the 8 billion children that get the fucking game every single fucking year for Christmas and stuff, because it's like the quintessential children's game. Which is also why we'll never see anything like really more difficult at all. Although, I know, we say that, but there's been some moments. It's like, it's fine if the beast game is pretty easy, but like, there definitely needs to be some challenging stuff at some point. And like the post game, the stuff that the kids probably, you know, the little kids probably won't ever get to. Or if they do, then whatever, they can sit there and hit their head against the wall for 30 hours and it doesn't matter because they're going to be easily amused. I wonder if that's going to be the same, though, with kids nowadays, as opposed to, like, kids back in the day, where it's like, you know, you had, like, one game to play on your PS1 or whatever, and so you just played it all the time. Whereas now you just hand the kid the phone and there's 8 billion free games to play. And more than a few of them have their very, we'll say aggressive, if not outright manipulative, microtransactions and shit. Alright, after this next Zigzagoon, I'm going to take a quick break here. And we're going to go run to the bathroom. Alright, well, so far one shiny. So yeah, give me a second here. I'll pull up that Zigzagoon, the shiny. We'll put these in the box too. I'll move the eggs over while I'm here. Oh, there he is. Alright, intermission. Alright, yeah, I'll be right back. Recording is resumed. There it is. Pop that back up. Make sure the microphone's all, like, fine. Alright. Let's get back to it. Got a lot of eggs to get through tonight. Probably won't get through all of them. But we'll get through a lot. Hopefully. Probably should have waited to turn around before using that. God, it'd be so nice to get 2 shiny Zigzagoon tonight. I would definitely go and evolve the other one before the end of the night as well. Before the end of the stream, that is. I think if we do get a second one, we'll just wrap up there. That'll be the end of the stream for the night. But, you know, we would have to hatch a second shiny. And it's definitely possible, but it's also definitely not possible. Right, another set of eggs. Probably double check that I actually moved those into the party. Pretty sure I did, yeah. It's one of the rare times where, like, somehow the it stuck in my brain that yes, I had actually moved it. Just buy shiny legit Slowking on eBay for like €1. Yeah. I mean, you could. It's might be legit. That's one idea that I had for a little bit was the other day was one of my coworkers that like he uses like location spoofers for Pokemon Go and stuff, or he has in the past anyways. I don't think he even still plays Pokemon Go. But I considered asking him, it's like, hey, if you want any shinies, give me like $5 so I can breed one real quick for you. I just use the switch up to do it. Because hey, it's not my shiny, right? For my deck, sure, I don't want to completely automate it, but I mean, it's not my problem if his is automated. I would tell him that I would do that, but also like it is legit. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird spot with the switch up stuff. Because, like, yeah, it's like a macro, so it's playing itself, but also you're not just straight up generating a Pokemon like it is, you know. It is a legit egg that legitimately hatches in the game. It's just you're using a device to handle all the controller inputs for you. But yeah, I guess you probably can't use any of those hacking sites for, well, sorry, not hacking sites, but the, I don't know if there's any, like, hacking Twitch channels left for the 3DS games, like there are occasionally for the Switch. But yeah, you can always use just one of those, or like you said before, you know, PKX or something. Something like that, just something temporary so you could get your decks. And then just release it. You don't think so? Yeah. I kind of figured not. There wouldn't be much of an audience left, especially with the 3DS eShop going down soon. I mean, and those channels do go down. I mean, Oaks Lab went down. Vibe Trade Labs went down. You know, they eventually shut them down. Which is a shame. Well, I get why, and I also do, to some extent, understand why Nintendo probably works to shut those down, but also, like, who cares, you know? As long as you aren't claiming it's a legit Pokemon, like, who cares if it's hacked? Like, yeah, if you're gonna be like, oh, look at this, you know, totally legit, perfect IV, shiny Arceus that I got. It's like, okay, fuck off. I mean, if it is legit, then cool, but like, you know, don't claim it's something it's not, but also, other than that, who cares if it's hacked? It doesn't really matter. I can't tell if there's a noise outside or if there's a noise in the song. I mean, there's obviously noise in the song, but there's like a noise that I keep on hearing that sounds like almost like the sound of an airplane when it's like overcast, so you can hear like the sound waves bouncing off the clouds a lot and shit. I think it's in the song. It kind of sounds like that tone. And being that it's been raining pretty much all day here, it would have been kind of relevant, so I've just been confused because it keeps on playing. I was like, that's not normal. And this isn't really an area that gets a whole lot of airplanes, so it's not like, you know, near an airport or, you know, even like a small airport where you might hear that a lot. Alright, another set down. I have no idea how many of these I'm going to get through tonight. We'll try and go for like 3 hours of streaming at least. So probably we got like another at least 200 eggs to get through. But being that I was hoping to get at least one of these shiny tonight. And I got 2, so I'm pretty happy. Or, I didn't get 2. Why did I say I got 2? Why did I say that? I'm working on the second one. I got 1 shiny tonight. If I can get 2, I'll be pretty happy. That was weird. It took me a second to even, like, think about the fact that I said that. It's been a long day. And, you know, alcohol isn't helping. I say as I drink more. Did I... Okay, I did. For a second there, I was thinking, did I take the Pokemon out of my party? Or did I forget to do that? That's a very me thing to do. Okay, no, that was definitely outside. I heard that one for sure outside. This song changed, so no for sure. I wonder what that sound is, though. Because it's like, it kind of sounds like the, you know, the airplane stuff, but not quite. Just want to, like, try and hear it for a second. Ow. I'm stupid. It's thunder. I am so stupid. Yeah, it must be airplanes flying over this area that airplanes usually don't fly over, and it's happening a whole lot. No, it's just thunder, you fucking dumbass. It's a lot, though. There's a lot of, like, rolling thunder tonight. I guess it makes sense. It wasn't, like, a super hard storm, but it did rain a lot today. Like, a lot. There's actually a point, so, my buddy, the one with the Mustang, I finally got him to, like, actually make his appointment to go get his oil changed, because I've been telling him, like, hey, you need to do that, you know, probably soon here. And he has a free oil change from when he bought the car, like, 6 months ago. But I was like, yeah, you know, you should probably go do that pretty soon here. Finally got him to do that. He made his appointment, went to go do it today. Got back with his car, and he was like, hey, my check engine light's on. And, like, he's been having that issue occasionally, because I think something is either wrong with his catalytic converter or the O2 sensor. But in the near future, we're going to replace the catalytic converter, because we're going to put a high flow one on there with the downpipe, so that way it can perform better. The car, not the converter. So I've not been worried about it. But the fact that he just went and got his oil changed and that light popped on, I was like, fuck, okay. I'll come over and we'll check it right now. Right as I get there, the fucking just like sky opens up on the fucking just downpour. And it's just like, Jesus Christ. Like, I'm glad I got over here and like got in his car before that started, but Jesus. But yeah, it was the same issue he's been having. I was just worried that like the dealership fucked up and didn't tighten something down or something, and it like had low oil pressure or something, even though if you have low oil pressure, it's typically it's gonna do more than just put on the check engine light. It's gonna like start making a lot of buzzing and like flashing and be like, hey, turn off the car now, because low oil pressure means your engine goes boom real quick. But it wasn't the case. It was just the same issue. It could be an O2 sensor. We could replace it right now. I'm just gonna worry about it. I should probably see how expensive that is, the O2 sensor for his car. It might be worth it to just replace that, you know, whenever. Or when we do his downpipe. Your car has no cat. In the 80s. Interesting. Thought by the 80s we had emission standards. Before that, but I guess, who knows. But I do know the 80s were when they were, it was when a lot of muscle cars kind of just... That was weird. A lot of, like, the muscle cars, a lot of cars in general just kind of sucked in the 80s, because it's like, you know, we had to, you know, put the emission shit on it. We had to do that. There wasn't a choice. If you look at pictures of California before doing emissions and after, it, like, or just before at all, it's just like the car is, or the cities are just like disgusting, covered in smog. That's why it's called a smog test, you know. But it does suck because, you know, it absolutely smothered the motors. You know, you got like the C4, or even the like second half of the C3 Corvettes, the third generation Corvettes. They made as much power as my fucking Fiat does. You know, they were in, you know, the upper 100 horsepower range. And it's like, fuck. And that was on a big ass V8. You know, it's just, you know, we had to do it, but fuck. And Europe became mandatory in the 90s. Or 1990 rather. That would explain it. I'm more thinking, you know, typical American thinking our standards the only thing that matters. Although that does surprise me. I feel like Europe is typically like ahead of the curve on that, at least compared to the United States. But I guess maybe back then I don't know. I guess there were a lot more smaller cars back then, maybe. Your car has no cat because you sold it for crack money. Funnily enough, when we do his downpipe, he'll probably go and sell his catalytic converter, I need to remind him that he needs to absolutely keep like his paperwork from his for the new one, so that way when he goes somewhere he'd be like, hey, I brought my car with me, here's the paperwork for the new one, here's the old one, please take it, I swear to God it's not stolen. I bet most places don't even care, because that's the problem, is like everywhere will take those fucking things even when they're hacked to hell and clearly stolen. Fucking shithole. Goddamn scrapyards and shit. When did it become standard in the US? I'm not exactly sure, but I know like starting in the 70s, California really started cracking down on it, because again, go look at pictures of LA, you know, before smog and emissions and stuff were a thing. It's gross, man. Like, I get it. I hate, you know, as someone who loves motorsport and stuff, I hate, you know, seeing that those motors were smothered, but also, like, I get it. Before we even get into, like, the global environmental impact, and if you don't think that's a thing, you're a fucking idiot, but we'll not get too far into that discussion. But, like, even just locally within the cities, like, there was zero choice about doing that. But yeah, I don't know the exact year some of that shit started happening. I just know that it was in the 70s when the C3 Corvette went from like this really cool sports car to like just an absolute garbage motor in it, because I mean the motor was probably fine, but the it you know, it was strangled because it just couldn't do anything with its exhaust gas. It says in 1975 they were needed. That would make sense. That, you know, again, 70s. It's a shame, too, because, well, it's kind of a shame. Like, the C3 Corvette is probably my favorite generation. So that's the one with, like, the kind of... It has the kind of exaggerated fender arches and stuff. Before, like, the 80s, the C4, where it was, like, kind of... I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe it. I'm very bad at describing shit. But like, I love that car. So it's a shame that it got really smothered by that, the later years of it. But also, maybe in theory, those will be a lot easier to pick up cheap still, because they won't be as desirable. Granted, at a certain extent, you know, it's like, past a certain year, you can start modifying shit wherever you want, you know what I mean? Like Arizona, I forget when I want to say it's like, it might be the 25-year thing. Kind of similar to, like, importing cars, but it's, you know, they stopped testing emissions. Actually, if you live outside of Phoenix or Tucson, they don't ever test emissions. In theory, it's still illegal to modify that stuff, but they stop, you know, they don't test it because it's mostly too rural to justify it. It's bad when Corolla makes same power as the stock Corvette. Hey, that new GR Corolla, I mean, that thing's gonna be rowdy as fuck. So, I mean, it's not too surprising. A modern GR Corolla versus an old, like, 70s Corvette. But yeah, I mean, that's just how the way things go. I mean, fuck. You know, talking about my buddy's Mustang, his 4-cylinder EcoBoost Mustang makes as much power as the previous gen, Mustang GT. You know, the V8 in the 05 to 2012, 2013, I forget when that generation ended. That only makes about, like, 310, you know, like low 300s, like very low 300s. That's the same as the modern EcoBoost does. In fact, I think the 2020 whatevers, the new generation, are going to make 320 or something. You mean 90s to 2000s Corolla? Those weren't, I don't think so. It's also very possible that Corvette or Chevy was still doing the thing where they understated the power, because even before emissions they were doing that to help with insurance costs. They would absolutely underrate the power, and then, you know, you would get it and it would actually make a lot more. A lot of the big muscle car manufacturers, Ford, Dodge, Chevy, they were doing that shit back then. But yeah, I mean, it's V8s were probably one of the most hurt by the emission stuff, because like the other, you know, the bigger brand, or not the bigger, but like the more exotic brands, like, you know, Lamborghini, Ferrari, and stuff, you know, they could charge a lot of money, so they could really get the most out of those motors, even with the emissions. Whereas the, you know, the American muscle car brands, they were still trying to, you know, they still really had to consider a lot of cost factor into there. I try and like keep the price low. But yeah, I mean, those V8s, I mean, it took, again, you know, last gen V8 made as much power as the current gen Turbo 4. And the current gen V8 makes like 50% more than the current gen Turbo 4, you know? So we've come a long ways. It took a little while for the engineering to catch up. But now, you know, electric motors are, doesn't matter what you feel about EVs, it's gonna happen. There's no arguing that, you know. Again, even if you disregard the environmental factor, the fact that you can just plug it in at home, and as much as people be like, well, what if I go on a trip? 99.99% of car trips are not going to be more than 100 miles, let alone 300. You know, that's just the fact of the matter. And you get a few superchargers on the interstates, and that's it, you know. Especially you got stuff like NASA saying that, you know, they have their liquid-cooled cables that are going to be able to help get cars down to 5 minutes for a full charge and shit like that. And you have the developments with solid-state batteries and stuff like that. You know, I hate it. I love tuning, you know, combustion cars. I hope that shit never goes away for track use stuff. I don't think it will, really. At least in the US, it'll be a very long time. Europe, maybe not so much. But, and you know, I'm sure the NIMBYs will wreak havoc on stuff. But overall, I think the heritage of combustion motorsport will stick around. But for public roads, I mean, there's no arguing it. It's going to happen. And it's going to happen a lot faster than people realize. You don't mind EVs? Yeah, it depends. Like, I'm perfectly fine with EVs for public road stuff. I don't even mind them for motorsport. It's just, there is definitely something about having just the raw aggression, for lack of a better term, of having that roaring engine as it goes zipping by. Like, if NASCAR is going to be testing a support series for electric stock cars, which, like, I get it. Some tracks, they even have to do that, like, because they have, you know, past a certain time, they can't be running their events anymore. But like, also, so much of NASCAR, like going to one of those events, is just like hearing these fucking loud ass V8s just fucking whipping by you on the fucking main straight. It's just like, you're not gonna get that as much with the EVs. They'll still be zipping by. They'll still be kind of loud. People don't realize that when you're not trying to make EVs as quiet as possible, they are pretty loud. But it's just not even gonna remotely compare. Just the sound of a roaring engine is just gonna be very difficult to beat. No matter how many fake ass speakers Dodge wants to slap onto, what is it, the Banshee that they're doing, their EV muscle car, which looks sick as hell. They just need to dump that stupid ass fucking fake exhaust sound. That's the thing that pisses me off, when the EVs try and act like real car, or not real cars, but like internal combustion engines. Like, no, accept what it is, Dodge. Treat it as what it is. Go balls out fucking bullshit. Who gives a fuck? I'm cool with that. Don't give me some fake ass fucking exhaust sound. That's just added weight for no reason. Take out those fucking dumbass speakers. Come on. Americans so obsessed with EVs are bad. They might drive 5,000 miles in a day. Yeah, there's way too many is. I get that some people won't, you know, that won't be feasible for a while. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be able to have the option. I'm just saying 99.99% of people, doesn't matter. They will never notice the difference. So, This room does, or it used to have a leak in this room, and it is raining very hard now. It's not leaking yet, but if this window starts leaking again, I will have to wrap up early. Remember those devices for your BMX as a kid that made motorcycle noises? You mean putting a playing card in it and it just like, so that way it would hit the spokes every time? Yeah, I remember there's a ton. I did that all the fucking time. Maybe we're thinking something else, but I mean, that was the cheap-ass way to do it. You just stick a playing card into it somewhere so that way every time it's, you know, it keeps hitting the spokes of the wheel and it sounds like it's some sort of motor going. Not really, but, you know, we were dipshit kids. Oh, those were good memories. That's what the EVs with speakers make me think of. Yeah, but a playing card weighs well, you know what? I would say a playing card weighs a lot less than one of those speakers, but actually in comparison to the bike, maybe not. But like, just dump the damn speakers or make it an object. I don't know. Hopefully that's just like a concept model thing that Dodge is doing. I do really like how the new Banshee looks though, because they made it like it honestly looks like a cyberpunk Challenger is what it looks like. Like it's very it still has a lot of that old school muscle vibe, but like it looks like they've added a lot of this, like, I don't know. This is the best way I can describe it as cyberpunk. It looks really fun. The song name. Clearly I'm correct. But yeah, I don't know. I like it. And listen, on the drag strip, that thing's gonna be a fucking beast. That's gonna hurt a lot. Those things are gonna, yeah. A lot of motherfuckers who think their V8 is hot shit are gonna get embarrassed on the drag strip by those, but it's also gonna be embarrassing driving one of those because it's like, huh, listen to this stupid ass sound that my car makes for no fucking reason. It doesn't even sound like, so Borla makes a lot of like exhaust stuff. Actually, on the Mustangs, they actually make a like the Ford Performance kit for the Mustangs, at least the EcoBoost for the exhaust. Pretty good company. They, as like a joke, I guess, they got one of the Mustang Mach-E's. Oh god, I called it the Mustang Mach-E too. Oh, what is wrong with me? It's the Mach-E. It's not a Mustang. Fuck off, Ford. It's not a Mustang. It is the Ford Mach-E. Lick my fucking... We'll not keep going with that. Anyways, the point is, fuck off. It's a Mach-E. Drop the Mustang. Stop trying to call it a Mustang. You're fucking stupid and no one likes it. But they hooked up a speaker system to one of those. And I was very confused when I heard that. Because I was like I heard it and it's like... Was that a... Like, it was in a video, but I'm looking at it, it's just like... Was that... Did they swap a motor into this Mach-E? Why? What? And then it's like, oh no, it's just speakers. It's like, okay, well that actually sounds good. Still, fuck off. It's not unnecessary weight for no good reason. It's an EV. Don't make it sound like an ICE, but like that at least sounded good. The speakers they put on that Dodge thing, they don't even sound good. It sounds fake as fuck. You know? It's just like, come on, Dodge. Come on. Anyways. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what happens with that stuff. I mean, you know, it was the same with horses and carriages, and then we went to cars. I mean, fuck. Some of the earliest cars had electric motors. Now, they were powered by a steam engine, basically, but, you know, or if they had a battery, it was a very rudimentary battery. But, you know, that some of the earliest cars were basically EVs, you know? And then just, you know, at the time, internal combustion was the better way to go, so that's what we did. But admittedly, we're kind of behind on it. We could have done a lot better with that stuff, but that's what happens when you have billions of dollars in oil money saying, no, there's totally nothing wrong with the environment. Why do you say that? And then also saying, oh, it's totally all of your fault that the environment's fucked. It's not our fault for dumping billions of gallons of oil into the ocean and, you know, all this other just awful shit. That's a big thing with, like, the car stuff, man. The cars are such a, like, they are a factor in the environment. I won't deny that. Again, going back to the smog stuff, locally, it definitely was an issue. But, like, it's such a small drop in the bucket compared to all of the industrial shit. What is it? Like, I believe it's... I forget how many super cargo ships there are, but, like, the absolutely massive ones. The ones that are crossing, you know, from China to the U.S., you know, all the time or back again, carrying insane amounts of stuff. The, like, the largest size that they got of them. Those things all together, I believe, I don't think it's individually. I hope it's not individually. I'm, like, giving them more credit than maybe they deserve. Those things together, that, like, group of ship, is more greenhouse gases, Jesus Christ, I would like to speak correctly. It produces more of those than every car on the road in the world combined. Cars ain't the biggest issue on the global scale. Yeah, like, and to be clear, you know, we've kind of rat-fucked the environment, so, like, you know, it may be a thing where it might not even be an option for at least a while, and good luck getting it, you know, swing back the other way, you know, but it's, you know, they aren't the big issue. It's hard for me to care as much as maybe I should when, like, we have all of these industry that are doing literally nothing but just destroying the environment as much as they can. And then we have this tiny little, you know, you have cars, and then within that subset, you have this tiny sliver of, like, motorsport. And you have, you know, the EPA harassing fucking NASCAR because, oh, you guys aren't regulating emissions. Like, fuck you. This is literally meaningless. This is entirely just feel-good bullshit so you guys don't actually have to do your fucking jobs and regulate the fucking people that are raping our fucking planet. Fuck off. Like, again, I get it. If there's a point, especially with how fucked we've made this fucking planet, you know, if we have to make that call and be like, okay, this has to stop because we have to do everything possible to unwind it, fine. But, like, let's deal with the big players first and then worry about the little scraps, right? It's fucking stupid, man. Oh, I fucking hate billionaires and trillionaires and, I don't know, are there any of those? Fuck them all. Eat them all. Fuckers. Anyways, that's my, like, third or fourth rant for the night. So, clearly, a good time to grab another beer. Eat the rich, absolutely. Like, I'll stop short of, you know, going too far into economic theory and stuff, because I get it's not quite that simple, but yeah, it's bad. It's estimated that just one of those container ships, length of 6 football pitches, can produce the same amount of production as 50 million cars. Yeah. Cars aren't the problem. You know? Plastic straws aren't the problem. Your individual, oh, you got a plastic bag and stuff, you know, at the store instead of a paper bag or what, or you didn't bring your own bag. Those aren't the problem. It has always been, first they denied and then they tried to push it on the individual people that, oh, this is your fault. No, it's the fault of all of these industries that have been basically unchecked in their pollution for decades. But they want to push it on you to enforce it, your personal guilt for it. And again, you know, some of that stuff we can do better on at an individual level too. But It can't start. Well, it's not even that it can't start there, but it can't just be that. It is a drop in a bucket, and it will not make a difference. And it will be all of us and all of our next generation that pays for that. I would say generations past that, but, you know, again, who knows if there's going to be more generations past that at this point. The fact is, planet Earth will be just fine. Nature will eventually recover. Maybe not in the same way or shape, but it'll eventually recover. It's mankind that won't exist anymore. You know? And spoiler alert, we ain't gonna terraform Mars fast enough to stop that. For fuck's sake, this article is a UK article too. I mean, hey, at least it said football pitches, so I understood that it was like, you know, soccer or football in the rest of the world. Because if it just said football, I'd be like, well, or football fields, I'd be like, well, are we talking American football? Are we talking rest of the world football? There are about 1.45 billion cars in the world. But how many of those cars are actively running? You know what I mean? Because I'm sure there's plenty of cars just sitting in scrap yards. And I'm not going to say their environmental impact is 0 at this point. Because, you know, if there are really old cars with lead paint leaching in the ground and shit like that. But, like, they're not actively maybe putting out greenhouse gases, I guess. I don't know. It's just so much of that shit pisses me off, man. Like, again, if there's a lot of shit that needs to happen to help us all, then fine, but there are much bigger fish to fry, but that requires the politicians of the world not taking bribes every 10 fucking seconds, so. Anyways. Hey, Galarian Zigzagoon. So this is going swell. Cars are like 95% of the time sitting in parking lots. Cargo ships run 24/7. I mean, yeah. I would assume that that article or study or whatever probably accounts for that. I would hope. But I mean, even if it doesn't, like, I mean, it's just, you know. There's no excuse that we don't have, you know, like, as much as I don't want to give nuclear propulsion to private companies, but, you know, state-run cargo ships, one, solves a lot of issues with economic security, right? Because it's, you know, unless they get stuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ever Given. Oh, what a good time that was. But yeah, it's like, you know, you're going to deal with it because you're not waiting on private companies to ship goods from other countries and stuff. Or you're not hoping that private companies do their job right. I understand, you know, the government ain't always the answer, but especially in a case where you could use, you know, the same type of systems that are powering the USS Ronald Reagan. Largest fucking, or at least at what point was the largest aircraft carrier in the world. Maybe it's been replaced by something else, I forget. But, like, that's a nuclear ship, you know? It's powered by a nuclear power plant. You know? Like, there's so many ways that we can cut down on that shit. And some of that is NIMBY idiots that want to scream about fucking Chernobyl and Fukushima at every 3 seconds and not, instead of understanding that, like, even considering those, nuclear has been probably the least dangerous form of power generation ever, and least radioactive. Fucking burning coal puts a bunch of fucking radioactive particles in the air. Just saying. I don't know. There's just... We're definitely getting to the territory where I'm, like, talking about shit that's probably not just, you know, we're getting just past the surface level, so it's way outside my depth, but we can do so much better. It was replaced by the Ford. Okay. I kind of thought that was the case, but I couldn't remember. Good. Glad to hear it. Fuck Reagan. Let's not get too far into that fucking political commentary, though. I've done enough ranting for tonight about politics. That doesn't mean I'll stop, but let's not encourage it. Alright, so yeah, we'll definitely go for about another hour here. Again, I'll probably go to like 200 more eggs. At least you know who Reagan is. Well, never mind. We'll not keep going on that fucking one. Ford was, I believe he was the one who replaced Nixon. He was vice president, and then Nixon resigned, and then Ford pardoned him, and, you know. I want to say I'm getting that right. I should probably know that as the American in the room, but I think that's right. Come on, Zigzagoon. Give me another shiny tonight. Be nice to me. Be like the Litwick earlier. Alright, well, end of that set. I think I said I was gonna go for another hour. I'm gonna go for another 30 minutes. I won't go for another hour. I'm a little burnt out. Granted, my day has gotten significantly better from how it was before I started streaming, which has been great, but I am definitely tired. Because of the whole, like, tire thing from, like, a while ago on the stream, I did get up a little bit early today, and so I am a little bit tired. Plus, like, not doing anything at work for, like, 4 straight hours, kind of, as much as it sounds weird to, like, have it, you know, not do as much and be even more tired, it was so fucking boring today. So I'm a little bit drained. Plus, you know, my little political rant a couple minutes ago is making a little bit out of me. But yeah, so we'll go to around 2:30 in the morning. It's about almost 2 right now. I'll probably keep patching these off stream, but I won't be like, you know, it is different when you don't have the light on and you don't have to actually talk into the microphone if you don't want to. I will say though, definitely for sure in the future, as long as I can like get it set up to do it, I definitely want to do this collecting eggs before the stream and then just hatching them on stream. This has been like a lot nicer, I feel like. It does kind of make it feel like I've been streaming for longer than I have, just because I'm so used to like how many eggs you go through normally, but it's I don't know. I just feel like it's more interesting. It's not like a bunch of time dicking around in front of the daycare center. But I think early on into Scarlet and Violet, I won't be able to do that. But again, we also don't know what breeding is going to look like in Scarlet and Violet, so... It would be really interesting if we had a similar thing to Legends Arceus, where, like, you complete tasks in the Pokedex, and then it, you know, eventually, it boosts your shiny odds, and then if you get them all, you get, or, like, if you complete every Pokedex entry, then it, gives you the shiny charm, and then also if you, like, 100% complete for a specific Pokemon, then you also get an extra bonus. I do really like how Legends Arceus did that. Some of those Pokedex entries were ass to complete, but it was like, it was really nice to have, like, an encouragement to go and collect more than just one of every Pokemon and use the Pokemon a little bit. And then also, if you specifically wanted to hunt for something, you could also further boost that Pokemon up even higher in terms of odds. Whereas if you're not too concerned about it, if you're just going to collect stuff in general, it's like, well, it's probably not worth it to do that. So yeah, we should hit about 200 eggs tonight. It'd be really cool if I got this shiny, this second shiny tonight. But like, I got 3 Litwick, I only needed 2. I already got my Galarian Zigzagoon, so it's like, we've had a very successful day. I'll be pretty happy. I think I would finish hatching all these eggs off stream. If I somehow don't get the shiny, then I'll probably just save that number, and then we'll come back to this after I get, like, one of each of the other species that I still need. So, which is Darumaka, Yamask, and Stunfisk. And I might actually skip Yamask because I know there's something for that with regards to Pokemon Go. I should probably actually try to look into that. Real quick. I forget what it was. I think it's, it might just be Galarian Yamask is being introduced, or shiny Galarian Yamask is being introduced in the Halloween event for Pokemon Go. So the Festival of Lights thing is going to go on for another day or two. Which reminds me, oh, yeah, I need to do that. Like, right after stream wraps up, actually. Which is like the, what is it, the, like, timed research or whatever. The last thing I had for the first stage of that for Festival of Lights was the, it was hatching 2 eggs. I just hatched an egg, like, before the stream, so I forgot to go and actually collect that so I can start the next stage of it. Also, sorry, Hannah, I just saw the messages you sent on Discord. I'll look at them, like, better later. But I kind of got the gist. I have eggs, right? Yeah, I typically hear good things about Finland. Pretty much all the, like, Nordic or Scandinavian or... Sorry, I'm an uncultured American, so I don't know the proper term necessarily for that region, but typically hear good things about them in terms of, like, just general, what is it, like, you know, just in general, I guess. The, like, standard of living, that's the term I was looking for. I was thinking, like, happiness, but I was like, I mean, like, I know that's kind of right, but it's also not 100%. But yeah, standard of living and stuff like that, they tend to be pretty high up there. I was gonna try and look up the mask thing for Pokemon Go, but I'm not gonna try and multitask right now. Why Arcanine won't lay eggs with Ditto? That's a good question. I actually don't know off the top of my head why that would be an issue. Because there shouldn't be a gender issue with Arcanine. There shouldn't, yeah, I don't know. And it's not like, Nidoreena and Nidoqueen, where for whatever reason they're not allowed to breed, which is odd. I think. Or it's one of the Nidos that is, like, busted and can't breed. But they've, like, never bothered to make it work. I think Nordic includes Finland, but Scandinavian doesn't. That might be it. I think, yeah. I don't know. I'm the asshole uncultured American, so I don't fucking know, man. I know it's like that general area. I don't remember the differences there. Finland is Scandinavian, but Estonia is not. Well, Estonia is like... Never mind. I'm just gonna stop myself before I piss someone off. I was thinking, like, Estonia is being more like mainland Europe, whereas, like, there's kind of, like, the Scandinavian area section there, I guess? Like I said, I probably should stop myself before I start pissing people off. Estonia would be Baltics. Okay. Yeah, that sounds more like what I was thinking. Because, yeah, like, Baltics would be more like Eastern Europe, right? Not necessarily, like, all of Eastern Europe. I'm not that stupid, I hope. Or maybe it is. Anyways. But yeah, it's like, I have a vague idea of what, like, some of those regional terms are, but not necessarily a good grasp of it. K9 finally gave an A. Give that Mon some Viagra. Jesus. Well, might not be wrong. But yeah, you could have just had some, like, bad luck with that, because, like was said in chat, there's, like, some compatibility stuff that can increase odds, but, like, I think best odds, it's, like, 88% after 256 steps or so, they'll spawn an egg, but it's, like, not... You know, it's obviously not guaranteed. I forget exactly how many steps it is because it's changed a little bit, like ever so slightly over the generations. I wish they would just make it like 256 eggs, it spawns an egg. Or 256 steps, it spawns an egg. I'm like slurring all over my words here. It's probably a good sign that I should wrap up pretty soon here. But we got, like, one more box to go. Can you breed Vanillix? I believe so. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. The vast majority of stuff that is not legendary or mythic can be bred. There's some exceptions, like Unknown, the Gen 8 fossils, stuff like that. There's some exceptions to that, but for the most part, you can. Also, sorry for your burping into the microphone like 3 times there. Fucking acting like Rick up from Rick and Morty up in here. Funny thing I remember seeing is that part of how he was able to effortlessly work in his burps into like his dialogue and stuff is that he would actually like drink a lot before he would record his voice lines. So he would just like start burping while he was recording, and it would just like it would just happen, and they would just roll with it. I think he stopped doing that because, like, to be clear, drinking alcohol, like, you know, getting drunk. So he was like, he had to stop doing that because, like, that's not really sustainable. But it is kind of one of those weird method acting things where it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. But also, like, you know, probably not the healthiest choice to make, but I'm probably the last one to commentate on that when I'm literally drinking as I stream. But yeah, reverse. If you look it up on Cerebi, I forget exactly where, but it will tell you if you can breed the Pokemon. But as a general rule, if it's not like something special in terms of like legendary or whatever, you can breed it. Oh, that's a good list for that. Yeah, I forgot there's a, like, category that is, yeah, the no eggs discovered. Oh, yeah, baby forms. I forgot about that. That's, like, kind of a weird one, because then, like, some of the stuff that you might consider a baby form, it does let you breed. That's a weird one. Baby forms in general are weird. They're, like, almost like a tacked-on mechanic that hasn't been addressed in generations, honestly. If they ever touch baby forms again, which it seems like they won't. I don't think they've added one since Gen 4, to be honest. I can't think of any. The only one they should maybe consider adding is they need to add, like, an in-between form. Or not an in-between, but, like, a predecessor to, Tauros and Miltank. That would be neat. But other than that, it's like, eh. Baby forms, I'm happy with being kind of a relic of the past. Because, like, having to use incense and stuff, it's like, it's just needlessly stupid. Oh, yeah, Nidorina, Nidoqueen. Yeah, those are weird. I don't know what the reason for that is. Like, it's really weird. Like, if anything, it should be the other way around. That the male versions can't breed. But it should just be both can. It's weird. Alright, we'll knock out 20 more Pokemon eggs here, and we'll wrap up for the night. That should actually end me up a little bit faster than I had stated, but that's fine. The species are similar to rhinos in captivity. Rhinos are notorious for being difficult, if not outright impossible. Okay, fine, but why is it just the males? Like you say, doubt. Yeah, that's not the reason. The reason is a, like, mechanic thing. Also, yeah, Rhydon is literally a rhino. It's something to do with the fact that, you know, they were a gendered Pokemon before Pokemon genders were a thing, you know? Hence why you have Nidoran male and Nidoran female as separate Pokemon species. Even though that's the only time that ever happened in the franchise, because it just, you know, it was Gen 1. Gen 1 was, it was a little jank, you know? They didn't know what they were doing yet. I think technically, I've heard before that Gen 2 was actually supposed to be the last game, which is interesting. The dude replied to an 8-year-old Reddit thread 10 months ago. Dude, the weird thing with Reddit is that, like, almost all the time those threads will be, like, closed and you can't respond to them, but sometimes you can. It's really weird. I assume it's like a per subreddit thing, but it's weird that you can do that. But yeah, that dude's an idiot. There might be some bullshit in the Pokedex entry about that, but that's not the reason why. That's the excuse applied to it later. It's something to do with the mechanics of you know. It's something to do with mechanics of it being the original gendered Pokemon before there was an actual system for that. There was a bug recently where a load of his stuff got unarchived. Oh, interesting. That would do it. You sick of messing with it? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know there's definitely going to be some sort of homebrew software for 3DS, so for sure there's going to be a way to do it. But yeah, I mean, I've heard before that like some of the ROM hacks and stuff were compatible with Pokemon Home and stuff like that, so there's got to be a way to do it legit. Or make it legit within the game anyways. Alright, if we don't get this set, we got 2 more sets left. 10 more Pokemon. It's not really too surprising that we don't have another shiny, but it would have been nice to get it the luck, you know? Especially technically having 2 hunts in a row that are above odds. Also, I think Snom was over odds as well. Snom kicked my ass. Which I guess maybe it's not the end of the world that there might not be any more wild area events. That one being so miserable for me. But that was just like, I'd taken kind of a break away from streaming and stuff. So it like I came back and I did that and it just... That one especially felt really bad for some reason too. Alright. God, though, if I could get another shiny tonight, I'd be so happy. Not have to worry about Zigzagoon ever again. Well, I shouldn't say that. I would... Unless somehow I get a 3rd from the rest of the eggs, I would have to still breed for another at some point for Obstagoon, but... That's a future me problem. And who knows, maybe Obstagoon is in Gen 9, too. Need to try to get better about muting the microphone when I'm gonna burp or something. Come on, Zigzagoon. Be nice to me. Let the suffering end. I guess I shouldn't say suffering. We're not over odds again yet, but it would be, again, it'd be nice just to be done with this, not worry about it. Because I do have to double back for Slowpoke twice. For Slowpoke and Slowking. Galarian, that is. And then again, Darumaka or Darmanitan, whichever one I end up going with at first. I have to do the other. Alright, one more set. Last set for the night. Oh boy, this ought to be good. Magnologia. Have you heard about Haffa? What's Haffa? I actually don't even know what this Have a Nice Day. You know, that was a hell of a lot nicer than what I expected, man. Thank you. I expected this to be a these nuts joke. Half a face full of these nuts or some shit. Man, thank you. That was fucking nice of you. What a good way to fucking end the stream on. God damn. I knew it was gonna be something though. As soon as it's like, have you heard about what? Yeah. But hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming to the stream, man. And you as well. Even though my day is about to wrap up for the end of it. Alright, last handful of eggs here, and then we're gonna wrap up. God damn, after the way my day has been is fucking, I'm all fucking gibberish and slurring. I really need to wrap this up. I need to not do many more drunk streams here. But yeah, I needed that after how today was, so. I'm still gibberish, Jesus Christ. Thank you, seriously. Alright, come on, Zigzagoon. We got good vibes going. Give me more good vibes. We got 2 more eggs here. 1 more egg after this one. Unfortunately, Mac here, kind of right at the end of the stream here, but we did get 1 shiny earlier, so we did about 250 eggs today. And maybe this will be a second shiny. Nope, it wasn't. That's okay. So yeah, we'll wrap up there. I mean, hey, we got 1 shiny, so technically this hunt's over. I have to come back to it at some point, but should probably move those over when I'm thinking about it. But yeah. Tomorrow, we'll work on, tomorrow's the last day for the week for my streaming anyways. I stream Wednesday through Sunday. Tomorrow's Sunday. Technically, today's Sunday. But yeah, Wednesday through Sunday. Don't stream Mondays or Tuesdays. Generally, like, 10:30-ish or to around 12:30-ish is when we start. We go for about 3 hours. Day's a little bit shorter, but we got a pretty quick shiny today. Actually, a lot of mine are about, it's like 2 to 3 hours. About 2.5, honestly, is the actual average. I know that sounds like stupid because, oh, about 2 to 3 hours, but no, like it's usually right in that 2.5 hour mark. Hit my mic. But yeah, hey, if you're watching on YouTube, come watch me on Twitch. You know, you get to see the shinies live. It's always fun, always hype. If you're watching on, or you guys that are watching on Twitch, I have a YouTube channel. All my VODs go up there. I have highlights as well for the shinies. I'm starting to do shorts as well. I know a lot of people don't care about YouTube shorts, but also they've been, I don't know, they look like they're more popular, and it's a very condensed way to do it. Also, if you don't like them, just don't watch them. They won't be very common. But if you're watching like a Twitch VOD, please come watch on YouTube, because the YouTube VODs are better in terms of quality. They stick around for longer. They're not here for 7 days. It's supposed to be 14, or at least they haven't updated that description. Maybe they made everyone not partnered for 7 days. Anyways, the point is, all my old VODs are there, or the majority of them. All my old shiny hunts, playthroughs of Sword, Brilliant Diamond, Legends Arceus, Let's Go Eevee. I just finished that. So, you know, lots of good stuff over there. If you like listening to my... I was going to say pointless rambling, but then I stumbled through that. I really need to wrap up tonight. It's late and I'm drunk. A little drunk, more buzzed. Anyways, but thank you everyone who supported me tonight. That was awesome. And, you know, always helps me to get a shiny. But yeah, tomorrow we'll start around probably like that 10:30 mark. And we'll be streaming, probably hunting for shiny Galarian Darumaka. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time.